If you're listening to this, don't trust the silence in your own home. Because sometimes the person planning your death is the one who knew every door, every window, every weakness in your life. And if stories like mine make you think twice about who you let into your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and stay with me till the end. Because what happened in my house still feels like a nightmare I walk through every single night. My name is Aaron, I'm 38, an electrician from Ohio. And I never imagined surviving the kind of betrayal that rewires something inside a man forever. It started on a quiet Thursday. My wife Mia handed me coffee just the way I like it. Lightly sweet, warm, calming. She smiled at me the same way she had for years. But something behind her eyes flickered like a faulty light. I ignored it. Love can blind you in ways you don't notice until the darkness hits. That night, everything felt normal until I heard the front door open. Not softly, not cautiously, like someone entering a place that didn't belong to them. I walked into the hallway and froze. A man stood there. I didn't know him. My wife did. I saw the recognition in her eyes before I heard her whisper his name under her breath. A name she'd never said to me before. And right then, the man rushed toward me. The sound of impact, the force, the burn of metal across my ribs. I didn't understand what he was holding until I saw the glint. A knife. My own wife didn't scream. She didn't run. She didn't even look surprised. She only watched as her lover tried to bring me down inside my own home. I tried to fight back, but the blow to my head came out of nowhere. Everything went black when I opened my eyes. I wasn't on the floor anymore. I wasn't even inside the house. I was in a shed behind my own backyard, tied to a chair, my mouth dry, my vision shaking like the world was warping. At first I thought I'd been robbed. Then I remembered the knife. The door swung open with a beam of cold night air, and Mia stepped inside with a man beside her. She didn't look sad or scared. She looked free. I heard her say softly, almost casually, "It'll look like a break-in gone wrong." My heart split inside my chest. I couldn't understand how the woman I trusted, the woman I fought years of life with, could plan my death like it meant nothing. The man, her lover, lifted something heavy. A wrench. He was going to end it right there. But survival doesn't come from strength. It comes from instinct, and my instinct screamed at me to move. When he swung the wrench, I twisted the chair hard enough that it tipped. The blow hit the wooden frame instead of my skull. I crashed onto the floor, pain ripping across my side. But the fall loosened the rope around my wrists just enough. I didn't have time to think. He lunged again, and I rolled toward the wall, my hands still half bound, my breath burning. Mia shouted his name, but her voice didn't sound like the woman I married. It sounded like a stranger wearing her skin. The wrench hit the floor near my face. Splinters flew. I kicked at his knee, and somehow he stumbled back just enough for me to crawl behind a shelf. My fingers scraped against something sharp, a broken piece of metal. Maybe a tool, maybe luck itself. I grabbed it and sliced the rope until my hands were free. I didn't wait. I charged forward like a cornered animal, fighting for one more second of life. We collided. The wrench slipped from his hand. I grabbed it, and for a moment, the world froze. I didn't hit him. I couldn't, not yet. I shoved him aside and ran. The night air slapped my face. I sprinted toward the woods behind my house, stumbling, bleeding, terrified. But alive. I heard Mia scream behind me. "Don't let him get away," her voice echoed through the trees. They chased me. Branches whipped against my arms. My lungs burned like fire. I ran deeper into the forest, where the darkness swallowed everything but instinct. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know if I'd see morning. But I knew one thing: I wasn't dying that night. Not for them, not like that. Hours passed as I wandered through the woods. My phone was gone. My legs felt like they were splitting open. Eventually, I reached a road. A truck driver saw me stumbling, covered in dirt and blood, and stopped. His hands shook as he called 911 for me. But when the police asked what happened, something inside me cracked. I didn't tell them everything. I told them part of the truth, that I'd been attacked by a stranger inside my home. But I didn't mention Mia. I didn't speak her name. Not yet, I wasn't ready, because if she tried to kill me once, she'd try again, and I needed time to think, to plan, to understand what had really happened. The police took my statement and promised they'd secure my house. They didn't know I was walking back into a battlefield disguised as a home. When they left me there alone, the silence pressed against my skin like ice. Everything felt wrong, the house smelled different. The rooms felt hollow, I found the floorboards still stained with the struggle. But Mia was gone, every picture of us was missing from the shelves. Every trace of her vanished like she was never there. That's when I found the documents. Insurance policies, bank withdrawals, secret credit cards, and then the worst part, emails. She and her lover planned this for months. They wanted the house, they wanted the insurance. They wanted me gone, and they thought they were smart enough to walk away clean. I had a choice: go back to the police and become the broken husband whose wife betrayed him, or do what a man must do when everything is taken away from him. I chose the second. I knew where she might go, her sister's cabin, a place she thought I never paid attention to. But I remembered everything she ever said, every detail she casually mentioned over the years. That's the thing about marriage. You store things you don't know you'll need until the day they become weapons. I drove through the woods, rain hitting the windshield like the sky was cracking open. And in that storm, I saw her car parked near the cabin. My breathing slowed, my heartbeat steadied. I walked through the mud silently, every step sinking deeper into the earth. I didn't burst in, I didn't shout. I listened, their voices drifted through the window, laughing. Relaxed, confident that I was gone forever. That sound hardened something inside me forever. I pushed the door open slowly. They froze, their smiles shattered. Mia whispered my name like she'd seen a ghost. I wasn't a ghost, I was the man they underestimated. The lover reached for a drawer. Probably for a weapon. I slammed the door shut with my foot and stepped forward. Try it, I said. My voice didn't sound like mine anymore. Something inside me had changed. What happened next wasn't loud. It wasn't chaotic, it was controlled. Calm, the kind of calm a person gets only when they've already died once. I disarmed him in seconds. Years of physical labor made me stronger than he ever expected. I pinned him to the floor and Mia screamed for him. Not for me, never for me, but I didn't hurt him. I didn't lay a hand on her. I simply pulled out my phone and pressed play. I had recorded everything from outside the cabin. Their whole confession, their plan, their motive. The police would hear every word. Mia broke, she cried, begged. Tried to say she was manipulated. Lied through her teeth, but I had heard the truth in her voice the night she tried to kill me. And once you hear something like that, you can't unhear it. The police arrived within an hour. They arrested both of them. The officers listened to the recording with wide eyes, disbelief etched across their faces. When they drove her away, she didn't look at me once. Maybe she was ashamed, maybe she was angry that I survived. Maybe both. When the dust settled, when my house was empty and the world felt too quiet, I finally understood something. Survival isn't just living through the moment. It's living after it too. Healing hurts more than the wounds themselves. But every breath I take now reminds me of one thing. They tried to end me instead. They ended themselves, and if you're still listening, remember this: the people closest to you know how to love you, but they also know how to break you. Pay attention to both, and if you want more stories like mine, real, raw and painfully true, don't forget to subscribe and stay with me. Because surviving betrayal is just the beginning.